But as a Baptist pastor, serving in a Memorialist tradition, but with a congregation that is, I don't say malleable, but I mean, workable, what are your reflections on how does someone in that kind of context who is willing to embrace and have actually long embraced the sacramental perspective? What are your reflections on that?
I think I would show from the scriptures what I did in the presentation. I purposely started with John 15 and Polycarp, right? An exegetical basis in a Baptist church is a good one. It's a good one anywhere because the scriptures are the foundation for our faith, so you can't go wrong anyway. But it's particularly important in certain settings to make clear that what you're doing isn't something unbiblical, but you actually want to be more biblical. So that's I think is important. And I would go as far with this as I could, but being patient. I've heard pastors say, I've been in a setting, I remember, I won't go into details on the specific setting, but I've been in settings where a pastor made the comment at a certain point, well, I just said one Sunday, this is what we're going to do. And from now on, X, Y, and Z. Well, half the congregation left. That was the cost of doing the right thing. I thought to myself, no, actually, because you are the quote-unquote bishop. You're the point of unity of the congregation. And it's your task, as a priest or as a pastor, even if you're not in a priestly setting, but it's your task as a pastor to be the focal point of unity of the congregation. It's not your task to divide. I think it's very important, therefore, to be cautious, to be patient. A friend of mine once said, once you've discovered the tradition, you're no longer in a hurry. Right? So being in a hurry is not necessary. Be patient. Take people along, go as far as you can, but be patient. And amidst the frustration that no doubt brings with it, keep in mind, that's the way I've tried to do that for myself, that participation comes in varying degrees of intensities. Right? You need to have an over-eschatologized, an over-realized eschatology, is what I'm looking for. You need to have an over-realized eschatology to think that the fullness is here. Now, I understand some ecclesiologies do that, but my ecclesiology of participation doesn't do that, and I think it's one that's grounded in the tradition. The church has always been a messy place, in other words, is what I'm saying. Even in traditions with which I might have strong disagreements on certain issues, I cannot possibly say that there is no participation in the body and blood of Jesus Christ there. So, do I think there is a richer ecclesiology at work, say, in the Catholic Church than, say, in your local Baptist church? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But do I dare say that there is no participation in Christ in the Baptist church? No. And actually, I think that's where precisely the Vatican II documents are helpful, because they talk about varying degrees of sharing in the Church of Christ. Now, the Roman Church there is at the center of that, regardless of what you may think of that, but this notion that we have a varying degrees of participating, at least in Christ, and that our ecclesial realities reflect that, I think that's right. So, patience, perseverance, but yeah, there may be points that the Eucharistic celebration for my wife and me became a strong point in the end. And there is a participatory and a non-participatory understanding of the Eucharist.